Chris Scott with Nick and Jackie and Rodney's More FM. Very lucky to have our resident lawyer in from the legal team. You can check them out at thelegalteam.co.nz. Richard Worker, you guys are based in Silverdale. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate your time. Got another anonymous question which you can send in to rodney@morefm.co.nz, and we put these questions to Richard Worker, our resident lawyer. Now, this is such a contentious issue, but something that comes up a lot. The fence between us and our neighbour has fallen down and needs to be replaced. Can we make our neighbours contribute towards the cost? Love it. What is the answer?
It comes up quite often.
Yeah.
My starting point on this is have a discussion with your neighbour. I hate to see neighbours fall out because it's just such a bad relationship going forward, or potentially can be.
Yes.
However, the rules are that you have your discussion. If you can't come to any agreement on that, then you have to resort to the Fencing Act.
Oh.
One party gives notice to the other, which is a fencing notice, and stating the type of fence they want, the cost involved, and those sort of details. There's a form in the Fencing Act.
Yeah.
The recipient of that notice then has 21 days, I think it is, to reply to say, yes, we agree with that, or no, we don't agree with that.
Yeah.
If they serve what's called a cross notice, then with another suggestion of a different type of fence, or they have friends who might be able to put it up and so on, then if there can be agreement reached at that stage as to what sort of fence, how the fence to be constructed, whether it's their own labour or whether there's a contractor, then you can just go ahead on that basis then. And obviously that's a good result. If, however, the server of the original notice doesn't agree with the cross notice, then you have to go to court, and a court can make that decision. Fortunately, the disputes tribunal is a venue that can be used, so you don't actually have to go to the district court with the time and expense involved there.
Sure.
You can file a claim in the disputes tribunal, and the disputes tribunal will make an adjudication on that. Obviously, you're not allowed to have, or at least a court of disputes tribunal wouldn't find that you can have a very fancy brick or stonemason fence or whatever. It's a pretty standard, schist rock type thing. It's a pretty standard wooden paling and batten fence. But honestly, if you can talk it through and come to an agreement, then that's really what you've got to do.
Well, in this current climate where things are a little bit tough for people, what if one of the sides just literally can't afford it? Like, what happens then?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it does happen. In the Fencing Act, it does state that both parties must contribute. So must is very definitive. However, if they simply don't have the money, again, my recommendation would be to have that discussion and say, can you, if you can afford to pay yourself, and then have the neighbour pay you back over a period of time. Maybe that's a way forward. But that does become an issue.
Maybe you could do a contra deal with Lemon Trees or Fijoa or something like that.
Something along that line.
You're stealing from them already.
Quite.
Absolutely. If you've got any more questions, thelegalteam.co.nz. They're based in Silverdale. Richard and his team very kind and would love to help you out in any circumstance. So thelegalteam.co.nz. And if you, again, have any questions to put to Richard, Rodney@morefm.co.nz.